No. You hear the beep?
Hello, I'm Patrick Larkin. I'm the owner of the Larkin Law Firm, a full-service law firm located here in Pearland, Texas. I'm a member of the Pearland Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and also chairman of the Commerce Development Team here for the Pearland Chamber of Commerce. On December 3rd, there'll be a special election here in Pearland to elect a new city council member to replace the seat being vacated by Ed Thompson. On November 21st, early voting will begin for that election. The Chamber of Commerce has invited all of the candidates for that election to come and talk a little bit about themselves. And with me here today is Gregg Hill. Hello, Mr. Hill.
How are you?
Great. First, tell the people of Pearland why you think that you're the best candidate for this new city council position.
Well, first of all, I think there are several people that are qualified throughout the city, and probably more so than me and more so than the current candidate pool, and they just choose not to run, but which is fine. But I think from my own standpoint with respect to this current candidate pool, I'm the best qualified candidate, not just from an educational point of view, but also from experience. My experience here in the community, I'm not speaking of work experience, I mean, although that's beneficial, but I've been here in the community doing stuff for the community with the local service organizations, which is part of my platform, that I think we should get more people involved with the local service organizations. I think to have somebody on the ground constantly working to build up this community makes them a qualified individual when they decide to take a step further and run for office. That's one thing. And then with respect to what I do for a living, I am an attorney. Not that that qualifies me any more so than anyone else, although you might disagree, being an attorney yourself. Right. But I'm a former prosecutor, former border patrol. I pay close attention to detail, sometimes too much so, my wife says. But I think someone that has not been around, doesn't have a past with respect to what's going on in the community. I think from what I'm hearing, the citizens in Pearland want someone, a new voice, a fresh face, someone that doesn't have any strings attached, nothing to gain from being on city council. I think that's what makes me the best candidate.
Okay. What do you think is the #1 issue that the Pearland voters care about in this election, and what do you intend to do about it?
It's hard to say just one. I mean, obviously we're constricted here with respect to time, but I think police and fire protection is a big deal. If I could add another one, the second one is just I think that we need to encourage small business expansion, existing business and churches that seek to expand, and we need to encourage business growth because this brings revenue into the city. So what I intend to do about it from the first point with respect to the police and fire department, I do not think that we should cut overtime. That's been proposed in the fiscal 2011-2012 budget. I think that we should ensure that these gentlemen and ladies are going to be able to work in a capacity that allows them to get the job done, even if that requires them to work a little bit over. As to attracting new businesses, I want to encourage work with the PEDC, continue to work with the PEDC, and then also ensure that these permitting and coding rules and stuff like that, that we're not so stringent. Sometimes there's it's arbitrary adherence to some rule or regulation, and it discourages growth in our community.
Okay, great. Well, if you want to see all of Gregg Hill's responses to a questionnaire that was given to him by the Chamber of Commerce, all of those responses will be made available at pearlandvotes.com. And don't forget to vote in the election on December 3rd, and early voting begins on November 21st. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.